Well, on the day I joined partisan politics at my ward in Daura, Katsina State, I explained why I decided to participate into partisan politics. I observed since I went out from detention in December 1988 that things were not getting better. And I thought the contribution I could make is to participate in partisan politics because that is the vogue and that's what is acceptable to Nigerians. That's why I joined partisan politics. Part of our campaign strategy, both in 2003 and now, was firstly security. This country is totally, physically, and virtually materially insecure. You don't have to give anybody a lecture about the insecurity in Nigeria throughout the country. So the first thing any responsible government could do is to secure the nation state. Let people feel secure and relaxed and pursue their own business. If you secure the country, people will be amazed how the economy will bounce back. And that will stabilize the country. These are the three fundamental issues we identified 2003 and 2007, and we believed if there were free and fair election, we would have formed the government in this country. I think that is a dishonest way of interpreting democracy. Democracy said is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Our serving officers of the military and law enforcement agencies and the retired ones, are they not part of the people of the country? They are part of the people of the country. So that fraudulent interpretation of democracy, I think the people should see through it. Anybody who wants to aspire to politics, if he's in the military, he can throw the uniform. If he's retired, he can join. Democracy accommodates that. Yes, I was as Nigerian, no. I visited 33 of the 36 states, and at least 97% of that tour I did it by road. I only went to Cross River and Lagos, I think, by air. Most of the places I went by road. The rest of the places I went by road. I spoke to the people in the palaces of their leaderships, local leaderships, whether they are emirs, chiefs, obas, obis, and the rest of the cultural titles of community leaders. I visited them. I spoke with them at rallies and expounded on the three identified objectives of all Nigerian people fighting. That is security, stability, and prosperity. And this eloquent testimony of ANPP's articulated manifesto on how to move this country forward. And I think I have gone, as I said, to 33 states, and the people have listened to me. But if there had been a free and fair election, it would have been a different story. I was received very well throughout the country. But there was no result of whichever way people made up their mind, because there was no free and fair election. But we are still in court on that. Yes, I think we better identify the controversies you wanted me to explain. Which are the controversies? The case is that we had gone to court. Uh, our fundamental prayer to the court is that the election did not hold as prescribed by law. This is our fundamental prayer. Unfortunately, that are the group of people that surrender to political anarchy. The constitution of the country is absolutely clear about the processes of the democratic system. We intend, to sensitize. Firstly, the constitution itself. All other things were derived from the constitution. And the INEC Act was derived from the constitution. INEC Act provides INEC to register political association into political parties, to arrange elections, conduct them according to the processes, and announce results. Hence, registered about 50 registered political parties. And each of these political parties, according to the law, ought not to have been registered until INEC receives their respective constitutions, and so that it was aligned with the guideline from the constitution. So you have the constitution itself, you have INEC, you have political parties. So these three fundamental structures are the ones, that will create the requisite environment for real democratic stability in this country. My response is that there is no way we can make progress, genuine progress, of stabilizing the polity if people decide to be ignorant or ignore the processes as, described by the Constitution in terms of INEC itself, in terms of its role, in terms of political parties being the platforms of those that want to stand for elections at all levels. Now, the question of Alhaji Umaru being from Katsina, being my junior brother, being a Muslim, is totally irrelevant as far as the system is concerned. If this election has been conducted according to the Constitution, the question of Umaru and Buhari shouldn't have been a matter of discussion. But when people choose to be ignorant, or choose to be funny, or fraudulent, then the question of religion, ethnicity, regionalism then will come in. And in any case, didn't people from the north, Muslims, stop Muslims and Christians, stop Obasanjo from being impeached? And there were so many impeachable offenses, but people stopped it. No. Did any of them stop Obasanjo from attempting, fortunately not succeeding, in removing Atiku and jailing him before the end of their term? How many of them raised their finger? It's only the Supreme Court that saved Atiku. That saved his political and perhaps and saved his life. Where were they? I expect justice, because look at what has been happening in terms of avoiding some of the results of the elections. And there are so many differences between 2003 and 2007. reasons why our hopes, are very high now. Firstly, among them is that the court this time around insisted on being lawful. By this I mean being strict about the Electoral Act 2006. In 2003, the court, the appeal court, subpoenaed INEC to bring documents according to Electoral Act 2002 to prove that Obasanjo won the election, not me. INEC refused, and the court did nothing. We went to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court did nothing about that. The court itself was being lawless. But this time around, when we asked for documents, to be given access to documents, according to Electoral Act 2006, the court allowed us. That was why we were able to collect documents from 29 states to prove that there was no election. This is a fundamental difference between what the court used to be and what it is now, or the judiciary. When we uncovered that we were rigged out, we were ruthlessly rigged out throughout the country, we warned our candidates and our party to move swiftly and collect data from the field and move to and go to the tribunals, to the respective tribunals in the states. And that's what the ANPP and the candidates did. The fact that some people were paid and opted out, a few of them from the secretariat, doesn't mean that the ANPP, as a party, has asked its members to pull out. Now, even if it did, they refused. Well, perhaps you would recall that on the 28th of June this year, I issued a written statement to all the media houses and general public that from the end of the election to Supreme Court decision, there was no vacuum. We are very, very active. After which, we will come out and address the world, not only Nigeria, on our way to move forward. So, we are still in that period until after the Supreme Court judgment on this issue. Well, this is something, there are too many ifs. And the most fundamental of your ifs have been answered. That we are going to make our decision and announce it, after the court judgment. Because so much is tied to the court judgment. Even in your own questions, it's all tied to the court judgment. And we say until that judgment is pronounced, we deserve or we reserve to keep quiet about that. But I would like to remind you that 7 parties virtually nominated me, or rather gave me ticket. 7 parties.
Yeah, that's why I'm raising the issue, because
so it would, I fear I would have no problem. You are right that the ANPP, this time it has to be in court, because it is part of the leadership of the ANPP that withdrew their presidential case. Mercifully, the Constitution, therefore the Electoral Act, allowed either party individually or candidate individually to pursue their court cases to logical conclusion. And that's what I decided to do. Not to all the party. Not all the party, in the sense that they withdrew from my own case, but have they withdrawn from all cases of our gubernatorial candidate, senatorial candidates, House of Assembly candidates, and House of Representative candidates that are in various states? They even didn't know, they even forgot about it because they are so much in a hurry, to make up for their contract, to make sure the presidential candidate has been embarrassed and maybe either thrown out of court or thrown out of the party. They forgot about the other 37 chapters, 36 states plus Abuja, where so many of the candidates, most of our candidates are in court. Well, I have, as I have told you, I have spoken. I am referring to this signed statement of 28th of June that there would be no vacuum between the end of election to Supreme Court judgment. We are doing what you think we are just suggesting. As far as I am concerned, my party is intact. Those who, for whatever reason, they surrendered themselves, to PDP for whatever they get and for whatever they want to get. The rest of the party knows, and as soon as the judgment from the Supreme Court is handed down, things will be absolutely clear to all Nigerians. They should be very careful about their nation state, and they should heed my warning about Somalialization of Nigeria. Nigerian democracy is the best system that if we develop it, we are going to have a great country. But those who are joking with this system, with democracy, and they think for them to be paid to steal boxes, to kill their fellow Nigerians, to steal votes, to falsify results, they are playing with their own country. And they should check with Somalia and see what they have. For the last 16 years, Somalia is a country. Those who want Nigeria to be that, it's possible if the elite, turn their back on their own country.